I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from How Low Can You Go, Book 5 in the Do the Wrong Thing series. Last week in How Low Can You Go, Ava's roommate biked headfirst into an approaching car, injuring herself and Ava's new friend, AJ. This is the next chapter. It's called LA Riots. Alex moves back to Concord. I don't blame her. She struggled to get a job. At one point, she was working the midnight shift in a bakery where she started an affair, a relationship with one of her workmates, a Polish guy who couldn't speak English. Red-faced, dull eyes. I couldn't understand why she was with him. I can't believe she tried to hurt someone like AJ. Suicide attempt? The street was narrow and residential, so cars couldn't drive fast enough to kill anyone. But she swerved into a vehicle. An attempt to get disability assistance? She was back to her old cheery self, slightly subdued after the hospital. She made me 2 t-shirts that she painted opera singers on. One says, "It ain't over till the fat lady sings." I didn't know what it meant, so Alex explained to me about opera and overweight singers. The teas are good, but not really my style. Alex likes happy art. She likes kitsch. When she gets back to Concord, she wants to get a job in a kitchen goods store. I never see her again either. I have to cover the rent. The woman at the food bank says that Eduardo, who's from Paraguay, is a good guy, but that if he goes back to his country, they'll put him in jail for attempted murder. Handsome, with soft dark curls and sparkling eyes. It feels weird to be living with someone who might be an attempted murderer. He's friendly, not angry or aggressive, not that we talk much. I like that he's here, a human presence. But if it was for more than a couple months, I wouldn't let him stay. The rent's covered. A beautiful spring day. I come home to an open front door and Eduardo in the living room, glued to the TV. He looks up when I come in, eyes large but a smile on his face. "Look," he says, gesturing to the television. Riots in Los Angeles. Mobs of people throwing trash cans through plate glass windows and marching down streets. The cops who killed Rodney King were acquitted, he says. I drop my bags of clothes and watch. There's a house in front of the food bank's parking lot a few blocks from where Eduardo and I live. They give away clothes, 2 rooms packed full of stuff that changes every day. Great items, too. It's not right that I go as often as I do, sometimes twice in one day, and haul away as much as possible without drawing attention to myself. It's free. There's no sign saying only take 1 bag per day or anything like that. Still, I want to sell these clothes. Rattled by what I see on the TV, I run out to buy newspapers. I go to the specialty news shop where I can get the Los Angeles Times, the New York Times, and the Arbor Citizen. The printed word is more trustworthy than television. Back in back in the living room, Eduardo and I glance at each other as we both read and watch. I've never seen anything like this. Eduardo and I don't get along. I'm stressed because I don't know how I'm going to get to Concord, let alone Westwood, which is where I really want to go. Besides, we are giving notice at the end of the month for the end of June. Hardly worth getting to know each other, and frankly, knowing what I know, I don't see how we'd ever be friends, really. I hate Arbor. That's why I'm heading to Concord in May. Well, that and the hope that there'll be more work opportunities in Concord. Also, when I first moved back here, I promised myself I wouldn't stay for more than 4 years. It's closing in on 5. I have to get out. I have to. If I can't get to Westwood for September, I'll go to school in Concord, though I don't have money even for the move to Concord at this point. Eduardo spends hours on the phone at night. He talks in Spanish. I have no idea what he says or who he talks to. November 27th, 2017, 9:30 p.m. I didn't delete the Anja sections. Yay! I knew there was a reason to include her. Anja, the strange woman from Serbia who first came to Nerd in her work clothes, pastel suits, and black pumps, has moved to Concord. She quit her Bombardier position. She says I can stay with her any time, so I call her up. Anja, I want to move to Concord for the summer. Maybe go to CCA in the fall. Can I come for the weekend? Or however long it takes me to find a place for the summer? Absolutely, she says. Angela lives away from the downtown trendy areas I like, though one streetcar and a short walk takes me back into cool, fashion and art-focused neighborhoods. Angela bartends now at a restaurant slash billiard slash dance club on Quest Street. She thinks it's a hip place. I don't. No edge to it. I find a room in Chelsea Market, the best place to live in Concord. My housemates will be four guys. One works for the music video channel, Music Scene. Another is a musician, another a chef, and the fourth a manager or security guard or something. They seem great. And one works at Music Scene. I know how you can make money for your move, Rick says as we sit at his kitchen table, the pot of mushroom tea still on the stove from last night's party. We're not drinking that. It's a beautiful sunny morning in Release. The coffee is strong and fortifies me. Yeah? Acid. I laugh. I sell you sheets of 100 tabs for $100. You sell them individually for $3 to $5 each. I laugh again, but this time I'm more subdued. Another episode to fill me with self-loathing. On the other hand, how was I going to get my acid? Would hitchhiking to Release have been better? I am free-falling. Well, maybe I'm merely moving fast, so it feels like free-falling. Maybe I'm doing what needs to be done and not fretting over unpleasantness. I see the platform, the solid ground amid the floor of lava. Concord College of Art, or Prudence Heward. Once I'm at one of those, it's not a matter of if, it's how. I have limited tools outside my now acknowledged. No, that is not the right word, and excuse me, writers. Do you have the same inability to find the right terms as I do? I constantly miss the mark and need to pull up the thesaurus, and I will always be lacking. I will never have the skills and abilities I need to get what I need. Language will never flow from my fingers and brain like beautiful golden honey, pure, delicious, and sweet. Simply waiting for you, reader, to dip your finger in and eat, savor, and delight. Nah, my expression has hard bits and debris in it. Acknowledged, Christianed, knighted, recognized. The school gods have seen my talent. Oh God, how can I even use that word when referring to myself? Yet it's not only skill and the countless hours I've spent reading, drawing, taking pictures, spray painting, developing pictures in the darkroom. Earnestness, like those sweet, innocent arbor musicians play acting at being poor, marginalized, and angry. My raw, bleeding pain. The school gods have seen it and acknowledged, I think. My never-ending hunger to be seen, attended to please, to gain my mother's approval, though none of this, none, will win a crumb of praise from her this time. The need for my mother's love has metastasized and spread. I have broken away from her again and again, trying to stand on my own feet, tall and strong, without that marriage contract, without that slave contract, without whatever it is she deems essential for survival. I will not cry. I will not wail about my life and the failings of my boss and husband while I try to find some reason to stay alive like her. No, I refuse. I reject. The art school gods, the people who are successful artists themselves, presumably, though there is that saying, if you can't do, teach. I won't think about that. Accepted at the two best art schools in Canada in second year. I'm on my way to becoming a god. No, I have the offers. Neither paper is forged, but it doesn't feel like the person I live with every day, would ever get into art school, let alone at second year at the two best schools in Canada. It's like when I got my motorcycle jacket, but I could take the jacket off while I can't. People say don't burn your bridges. I'm not doing that. I'm outrunning a cancerous black hole. Pride. I'm never supposed to feel it because it's one of the 7 deadly sins. Yet it's woven into this new jacket that doesn't fit, that will never fit. The knowledge that I'm worthless, untalented, and good for nothing but fucking and childcare, good for nothing but love, whatever that curse is. I have no choice but to accept these new clothes and walk stiffly in them. A neighbor's friend, an older guy with a mustache and a mullet, offers to drive me to Release to pick up the acid. The neighbors, by the way, a couple slightly older than Alex and I, late 20s, possibly early. Wait, I'm 28. Oh my God, how did I get so old? The neighbors must be over 30. Over 30. I am so close to being old, even though for them it's fine because time is different for other people. For me, to age is to lose power. Well, for my neighbor, well, I'm surprised that I like her, even though she's neither fashionable nor arty. Anyway, she approves of me, and there's no question in her gaze when we speak. We run into each other and rarely exchange more than pleasantries, that's true, even though we share an entrance to the house before it disconnects inside a small foyer to our apartment and theirs upstairs. They have a friend, a music-loving guy with dyed black hair who wears skinny black jeans and band t-shirts. He told me about a band he likes, the Pale Saints, one evening when we were both out on the back patio. The Pale Saints are okay, a bit slow and depressing, but at least they're not top 40. The mustache man likes me. I can tell by the intense, impersonal stare.